Welcome to the Antonio Parkinson Project. Today we're talking all things women's health. Also, MTV's Ananda Lewis and her shocking diagnosis. And we got the wonderful, beautiful Dr. Lanetta Anderson of Women's Physician Group in the building. So y'all don't go anywhere. Hit that subscribe button. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson. You're watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market. Let's give it up for that. Growing things. I think we went over 5 million views last week. You know, we started in February, so we're growing. There's growth. Yes. Angelica, there's growth.
There is growth. We're going to change that slogan pretty soon.
Hey, to #1 visual podcast in the Memphis market.
No, the fastest growing, period.
Oh, I heard
that. No market, okay?
Oh, my bad. Okay then. Okay. Hey, look, also, it's breast cancer awareness.
It is.
Right? It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Yeah, and so we're going to be talking about everything women's health on this show. But look, y'all give it up for my wonderful, lovely co-host, Angelica Jelly Woods in the building. Give it up for her.
I missed y'all last week. Missed y'all. Woo-hoo. Look, I was supposed I not have no baby, please.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because she went out of town, didn't she?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. In the Esco was sub 4, yeah. Okay.
Okay. The mic was all low. You a little short over there.
Oh, the shade. Oh,
wow. Lift it up a little bit.
Hey. Be like, see if I sub for her ass again.
Hey, Angelica.
Right.
It was a great show. I loved it. Remember Parkinson called? I was like, she was so dope. So, yes, thank you for
Angelica was consummating at the time, y'all. Hey, give it up for my DJ. That's my DJ Cole. That ain't DJ Kojak, Angelica.
Nah. That's your coach.
Howard Q in the building. Give it up for me. Wiki. DJ. Give it up for Howard Q in the building.
You got some competition.
Yeah. And I do have to ask this question, Dr. Lanetta Anderson. Did you hear that scratch?
I did.
Oh, give it up for her. Okay, all right.
He's pretty good for old school.
He does. So y'all give it up for Dr. Lanetta Anderson, who's putting her phone on silence. Give it up for her. She is here. We're going to be talking about women's health. So let's make some noise for her. So Dr. Anderson, thank you for being here. Let's jump right in here because it's a lot of stuff going on. Of course, it's election time, right?
Absolutely.
And one of the main things on the ballot is women's health. Women's health is on the ballot. As a matter of fact, we got some video. Run that video, Nichelle. Let's see what the former president, Donald Trump, had to say.
I got rid of Roe v. Wade.
I'm the one that got rid of Roe v. Wade.
I was able to do it, and I was very honored to do it.
Do you believe in punishment for abortion? Yes or no, as a principle?
The answer is that there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form.
Yeah, so some of y'all's president, Donald Trump, is taking the credit for ending Roe v. Wade, ending abortion at the federal level and pushing it down to the states. And of course, all of the red states, they have outlawed in some form or fashion, abortion. And we just had Gloria Johnson on the show a couple of weeks ago. Was it last week or a couple of weeks ago?
Like 2 weeks ago.
And in some of these laws that the states have enacted are so harsh that a child can be raped by an adult and be forced to carry that adult's baby. I want to touch on that, and also they're going after the doctors, and they are punishing, telling the doctors that they will lock them up if they perform some of these women's health procedures, right? And it's not all abortions either. Yeah, and so Q, you look like you're ready to jump in there. Jump in there, man.
No, I'm listening very
intently. You are listening very.
I am listening very intently.
This
is the subject that made my daughter cry.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Oh, really? What caused your daughter to cry about this subject?
When Roe v. Wade, when they overturned it, right? We were having a conversation in front of the television, and she started to cry. 16 years old, started to cry. because she said that she will not be able to make the same mistakes and have some of the same opportunities to explore that we did as her parents. And she said that was very unfair. That was just unfair.
Okay.
You know, so now everything that she does has to be very calculated and very, very well thought through because of the consequences.
Yeah.
She lives in Arkansas.
Oh yeah. And so most of this is happening in red states, of course. You know, and you know, these individuals, they're not in some states, they are actually trying to track individuals that try to go to other states to get, you know, procedures performed. And I'll say this, let me say this on the front end, because this is something that I truly believe in. You know, I'm a Democrat, right? And as I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican, I don't know one person, Democrat or Republican, as a matter of fact, that wants to see a woman get an abortion. I don't know one person, but I do know thousands of people that want that choice to be left to that woman.
Exactly.
Right. And I think the messaging gets twisted and scarred because they try to lay it out as if people want to see women get abortion. Nobody wants to see a woman go through that.
No.
Yeah. And so,
but equally so, nobody wants to see an abandoned child either.
absolutely.
Nobody wants to see an abused child.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see a child that's raised in a household with parents that weren't ready to be parents.
Right, but except Republicans, because they don't want to take care of the children when they're forcing these women or young girls to have these births.
Right.
Yeah, so they consider it, you know, handouts. They don't want or entitlements. They don't want to give them welfare. They don't want to give them food stamps. They don't want to they make it hard. So that's where we're at. Come on, Dr. Ans, chime in.
First of all,
And step up to your mic if you don't mind.
there is no time in a woman's life more vulnerable than when she's pregnant.
Right.
Whether she's in love, whether it's a casual relationship, whether it is a mistake, whether it was rape, whether it was abuse. Once a child is in your body, your body has really been taken over by a whole nother.
Okay.
We call it a parasitic relationship.
Oh, that's interesting.
So there are health consequences, there are financial consequences, there are emotional consequences, there are physical consequences. And so her energy's gone, her emotional state, depending on the relationship, might be compromised. And what
What you're saying? They get crazy.
Hormonal imbalance.
They don't get crazy,
What
but they also love what's happening to them. So it's a dichotomy, right? And so for the woman, it's never desired to terminate a pregnancy.
Okay.
Many are in situations where they feel they have no choice.
All right.
And to take that option away from them and to allow the police and the government to criminalize such a very personal decision that should be between the doctor and the patient is an insult to what we define as true reproductive justice.
Yeah, and so you getting hit on the chin twice, being a doctor, right? Because they're trying to criminalize the doctors, take their licenses away, and they're literally trying to lock them up.
Right.
And you're a woman,
right?
And here's what's interesting. I serving on in the state legislature and looking at these individuals that's on this dais as they're making these decisions, and I asked them, which one of you have pushed a body out of your body, right? And not a single one could say they have, because they're all white men,
right?
Or they're all men, but white men, right? And so I just find it alarming that they can make these rules, these harsh, archaic rules for women, but I hadn't seen one piece of legislation that would come across my desk that said we're going to do something so men don't get women pregnant.
Right. Which could be something very easy, right? Vasectomy,
right?
Which is undone,
mandatory,
right? Right. So they won't hear that.
They need some men birth control too.
No, that's impossible.
Oh man.
No, he says impossible.
Yes.
Why is it impossible?
I'll tell you why it's impossible. And correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
It's much easier to regulate one egg a month than it is millions of semen all at the
Most
same
of these
time.
men ain't got no million semen. They barely
right?
got 20 coming out.
That's the
20
challenge.
million plus.
Right.
Dr. Anderson,
Right.
they
20
barely,
million strong.
Right.
Dr. Anderson, they ain't pushing down that
Right,
they
right.
got 3 or 4.
Hey, see, that's why I brought him on the show. I knew this was going to be great.
Right,
Tell us something cute.
You got to dig into
Takes
that.
one egg, one sperm.
Right.
We generally only make one, and
Right.
y'all make millions.
So does that also...
Parkinson, I want to
does
go
that-
back to what you said about them making choice about women's bodies. A lot of them don't even know how to please a woman's body, but let alone we even got to go, and then you want to tell me what to do with my body.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
We'll leave it there.
Hold on.
And Dr. Anderson laughing because now I got somebody who can provide receipts on that comment. There it is. You want to tell me what I
There's
can
that
do?
left turn.
Oh, wait a minute. We can table that, but I have a question for you.
no table.
Wait a minute, I can hold your question for a second because I need to go back to what Dr. Anderson said about
right in there with that.
about the
Okay, go
20
ahead.
million sperm in one egg.
Oh, Lord.
So Dr.
That's 20
Anderson, so
million
if it's 20 million sperm
Yes.
to one egg,
Yes.
does that also speak to the reason why monogamy is not a real natural fit
No,
for?
No.
I think it.
Come on, doctor,
speaks
step
more
up to that
to
mic.
how
Don't be
weak-
scared.
How weak the sperm is.
What?
Sperm will not survive if it's not, healthy, moving well, numerous
Quality, not quantity.
million,
Quality, not
but
quantity.
the quality sperm.
There we go.
If we looked at the 20 million, you're only dealing with a few hundred.
Thank quality.
Is that a fact though? Out of 20 million, you're only dealing with a few hundred.
Otherwise, we should be fertilizing multiple eggs all the time.
Right.
Well, shouldn't we?
But also,
And we only need one. We only need one.
But guess what else?
One.
When you think about the
Look at it,
drugs,
look at it.
think about the drugs these guys are taking,
Yeah.
how they're drinking, and abusing their bodies,
Yeah.
that takes that down lower. Am I right?
Right. So
Right, yeah.
there are many things that
Right.
we do to our bodies that weaken the number of sperm.
This is not about men today.
But you know,
It's not about
but you
men.
still think
Going
about
back
it.
to reproductive
But
justice.
look,
Right.
but even if you break it down from 20 million to 300, you still got 300 soldiers that's marching up to that one egg.
But now you have to know your anatomy.
Okay.
Barely doing
So,
nothing. We're gonna put this on check.
The intimacy moment, the ejaculation,
Right.
most of it stays in the vagina.
Okay.
And then as it migrates through this very small opening in the cervix, most don't make it. Millions don't make it.
but-
Songwriter said, look, he
Okay. Yeah, because this is interesting. This is good education for people, right? So this very small opening in the cervix, but it's not so small that it's molecular small. Am I correct?
No, it's not molecular.
Okay,
It's a
so,
physical
Like
real space.
how big of a space is that?
So millimeters.
Millimeters, right? So we know then in a drop of sperm, how many cells is in a drop of sperm?
let it
So-
go.
Let's get scientific. Come on.
Okay, so in 1 milliliter of sperm, there are 20 million. That's a healthy male.
Come on now. Come on now. So those are
Not
those.
about men. This is not about men today.
Well,
You're
men. This is
marching
education.
soldiers.
This is education for men because those that got that weak ass pullout game, they need to know that in one drop, there's 20 million still marching.
Dude, I have
They're
horror
still
stories
marching.
about that I won't share.
What about the pullout game?
I'm not
Pullout game weak.
Hold on.
Okay. I'm sorry.
My pullout game is slaw. All time. You know what I'm saying? All time.
Right.
All I gotta do is go
I
boo. It's over.
personally thank you both for having a pullout game because we get more babies from that approach to birth control.
Right. That was
all
story on. Thank
Yeah.
you. Look.
Okay,
Look,
yeah,
you still
man.
got your hand up. Look.
Man, look, now she giving us the time.
I know,
Angelica,
I know,
you're so
I know.
funny.
But I do have a question about this, on this subject.
yeah.
Like seriously, right?
Yeah.
Why is it that the GOP is so adamant about making women have children?
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
And don't tell me it's the Christian angelic.
Oh, you ready to go there?
It's something else.
Are you ready to go there?
I've been
You ready to go
there.
there? So because let me answer that. Because
that down for me.
I'll break it down for you.
balance.
Oh, come on, speak, doctor.
Come on, let's go.
Stop, doctor. Tell what is it again?
So
Okay.
the fear
She's so
in the
soft-spoken.
United States
All right.
is that
Step up to your mic, yeah, because they saying
here
you're
in
not
the
loud.
United States is that the Caucasian population is diminishing.
All right.
While the brown and black populations
Okay.
are astronomically increasing.
Okay.
And so what they're dealing with is they're living in communities where they are minorities,
All right.
where they are losing power
Okay.
and dependent on brown cultures
Okay.
to sustain either the business force, the workforce, the childcare, all of it.
Okay.
And so there has been a strong push the last 20 years to encourage Caucasian women to have more babies.
Okay.
To minimize the number of abortions.
All right.
And the religious right have taken it to another level
Okay.
and made it appear that this is now your duty.
So an ever-changing landscape
Yes.
Okay.
of demographics.
It's
basically.
making them vulnerable.
Right. And that's why you see so much fragility,
Okay.
you know, coming from, and then it goes to, you know, CRT,
Okay.
you know, getting rid of the history and the
Right.
books,
Right.
you know, this whole thing, right?
It's not one thing.
Yeah.
So when you look at Project 2025,
I read it.
the categories
Yep.
of ways that they know they have got to act and act right now to move the envelope to save their community.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, Dr. Anderson got
She
these
done-
comments
yeah.
lit. These
Listen,
comments are lit. They are jumping
She
in here.
educating them though.
Yeah, and she
Absolutely.
is. She is. But you know, so I'm going to jump a question from that's probably in another segment.
We
But
don't-
I
we
got to
don't care.
ask you.
It is- it
You know,
don't even
since
matter.
we're on, since we're in that space, right?
Okay.
You know, Dr. Anderson, how important is it for Black females to have a Black OBGYN?
So I think, so we talk about cultural competence and the
Right.
person that's taking care of you, understanding where you come from, what you've journeyed through, how you think about life, what myths dominate in your cultural journey. And then I always say having a good doctor is the most important thing. But patients will tell you, and that when I came to Memphis, my goal was to have a 10-member Black female physician practice.
Come on. Okay.
Because what I saw was the myth that patients walk into every day. I don't want to see no Black doctor. They're not well trained.
Okay.
And they're going to give me substandard care. I want to go to the hood to get my care. I don't want to have a practice where when I go in, ghetto fab, you know. And
All right.
so those myths were very important for me to fight against.
Okay.
And so I joined a practice where I could see growth, that it was already a very busy Dr. Belvia Carter. She was well known in the community. I left Memphis, trained, you know, at Northwestern and Johns Hopkins. Could have gone anywhere in the country, but home is where I wanted to make my difference and make my statement. And so every 3 years we've added a doctor. We're at 6 now, and we have ideas of what we want to do. We built a new practice.
Okay.
We're right in the East Memphis community where we're perfectly situated between both hospitals. And our priority is to create a safe space where patients understand us. I cannot tell you how many patients come in the office and cry. That's amazing to me.
Okay.
I don't want to pay the rent in East Memphis. You know that.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Right.
But what I do want to see is that these TennCare patients, these private patients, these highfalutin patients all see the same space as nurturing, as caring, as providing excellent care, as having a number of doctors that can give you diversity and approach and personality, but the standard is set.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're not going to compromise on that.
And we're not going to come. Hey, look, y'all, look, they jumping. The comments are jumping. Somebody in there said she fine and she got some money, right?
And she did.
Well, look.
point.
Hey, but look, when we come back, don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to ask Dr. Anderson 5 signs that you need to get your cooch checked, right? So don't go anywhere. Hit the subscribe button. We'll be right back. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Grab a backwood and roll up. Grab your cup and let pour up. They didn't want us round it first, but now they act like they know what. Hey, but they show love, yeah, we show out when we show up. I don't even do the liquor, that shit might make me throw up. But we turned up, this the after party. Shit grabbing on my body. White girl got a bottle in the club, and that going gnarly. Turned up in a wreck the party. We just brought out everybody. No, we got our have some fun. We at the after party.
What up, everybody? This is your boy, comedian Alfred Kainga, and you're checking out the Antonio Project. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you're checking out the Antonio Parkinson Project in Memphis, Tennessee.
Do it again.
Hey, what up, everybody? This is your boy, comedian Alfred Kainga, and you're listening to the Antonio Parkinson Project. in Memphis. So good.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. You're watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market. Y'all got to hear the conversation in between the breaks. So Angelica was trying to let it rip on old Howard Q over there. But y'all, speaking of Angelica, give it up for my wonderful co-host Angelica Jelly Woods in the building. Angelica is passionate over here. We're talking about women's cooches. We're talking about a cooch. She's getting passionate. Yeah, give it up for my DJ, my second DJ, Howard Q in the building. Give it up for him. Ricky. Oh,
Kojak, he coming for your spot.
Eat your heart out, Kojak. That's what Q said. Yeah. And look, give it up for Dr. Anderson. She is in the building. Dr. Anderson.
Educated.
Yeah. Man, they hitting me with questions on the text messages and the thing in the thread.
Don't hide them questions in the text message. Put them on live.
Okay.
We want to read them too.
Okay, I got you. So look, Dr. Anderson, 5 signs you need to get your cooch checked. Okay. Sign number 1.
So abnormal discharge.
All right. So if you got some brown coming out your
but a lot of people don't know that discharge is normal.
Lubrication normally,
right?
And with intimacy, that does increase.
Is it colored?
So it's usually clear, maybe a slight whitish color.
Okay.
It should never be yellow. It should never be foul
or cottage cheese
or green
odor or thick and clumpy. The appearance of it, the amount of it.
He taking those down.
Anytime a discharge is runny or excessive, or you're having to wear a panty liner for the discharge, that's not normal.
So y'all think you're talking about y'all running around with some lead.
Okay, sign number 2.
The character of the discharge. Sign number 2 would probably be the sensation. So some women may not get the discharge, but she may get itching, irritation, hypersensitivity, frequent urination. So it doesn't always manifest as the vaginal opening. It could also spread to where you urinate because it's swollen and inflamed. And then when we kind of take the history, the odor of the discharge is the dominant.
Oh, right. So I was telling y'all earlier, my mama told us, my mama said when we were teenagers, she told me and my brother, she said, y'all think y'all around here doing something, right? And y'all know y'all little girlfriends, little things ain't supposed to stink. And we was like, dang, we thought that was normal.
You know what?
Yeah. I mean, we were teenagers, and they were teenagers.
So I'll tell you something. There's a difference between 2 words.
Okay.
A scent and an odor.
Explain the difference.
Okay, most people,
Dr. Howard. Let me find out.
Most people.
Look, he's an ologist. I'm not gonna say what kind of ologist. Right.
Like he into the woman body. Let me find out.
Okay.
Dr.
So here's what
you've been exploring them for a long time, right?
Hey, I had a mother that educated your boy.
Right. Anyway, my mother was educating us too.
So here's the deal. Most human beings have a scent. Am I right?
Yes.
Most human beings have a scent. And the difference between a scent and an odor is an unpleasant scent.
Okay.
So usually, like I said, most human beings, most mammals have a scent. And it's just natural for them to have a scent, depending on what you eat, what you bathe with, all that kind of stuff. But an unpleasant scent is an odor. So if something has an unpleasant scent, that would fall in the category of being an odor. But just because a person has a scent doesn't always necessarily mean that something is wrong.
Is that right, doctor? I need a second opinion.
That is absolutely correct.
Okay.
So women that are healthy, their bodies go through sweat and changes.
Step up to your mic, too, doctor.
So the vagina does have a characteristic, but it's also considered part of the pheromones of the body.
Right.
So it's not offensive to you.
Right.
It would never be called malodorous. Tart, none of those phrases would be utilized in the description.
Some folks just don't give a damn, though. They don't give a damn. That mug can be smelling like,
until they wake
you
up.
mean some guys?
Yeah.
Until they wake up. Until they wake up in the morning at 3 o'clock and have to urinate and then scream to the top of their lungs.
Speaking of urination, speaking of urination. We had this question to come up, and this came up in pre-meeting.
Oh, God.
And Q, this is right down your alley. So
down my alley.
Kojak watching. Yeah, Kojak got on on time.
Kojak's glad he in here because he was supposed to ask this question. So we talked about women squirting.
And we supposed to be talking about breast cancer. I just want y'all to know.
Right.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Okay, and so we wanted to know, I said, look, we was gonna try to hide this one because we was all embarrassed to ask, right? We was gonna say, hey, somebody on the comments. But here's the question: what is it made of, and is it an orgasm?
I would like to hear him.
Can I get
come on, Q first. Let me hear. I want to hear him too. Look at the look on Q face.
Answer.
Look at. I want to hear Howard Q first. Then we get yours, Angelica. Then I want to hear the doctor.
From what I understand.
Okay, from what you understand.
Right, from what I understand. Not from a medical perspective, but from what I understand. It has a mixture of some of everything in it.
Okay.
A little bit of urine,
Okay,
a little bit of vaginal discharge with the orgasm and all that kind of stuff. So it's not any one thing. It has a little.
Okay, don't answer that yet, Doc. What you got?
It is pee and bodily fluid mixed.
Okay.
And people think they be so it's pee.
Yeah. Some people revel in it. So and
All right, so
step up to your mic. Step up to your mic.
Y'all use terms like wet, right?
Yeah.
So that's usually excessive lubrication of the vaginal canal.
Right. Okay.
Oh, the squirting is?
So
No.
Oh.
Just a very lubricated vagina. It's slick.
Juicy.
It's usually juicy.
Okay.
And the wetter it gets, the bigger it feels. I just want to let guys know that. They think it's something. No,
No,
like
it don't. That's not true.
No, I'm serious. A lot of times, I'm serious.
No, no.
Angelica,
Hold on.
Wait.
He may have a point. It feels like it's larger because the vagina relaxes.
Right.
If a
The
woman
man feels larger or the woman?
The woman.
No, he
I
does
was about to say,
He
feel
does
like
not
you ain't gonna
feel
have no
large.
hope.
She understood where I was coming
So
from.
the
Right.
vaginal opening does relax with increased lubrication and stimulation. That's known fact.
Right.
Is that a fact?
And-
Look,
And mid-cycle, when a woman is most fertile.
Mm-hmm.
So when the real
Ovulation
wet,
time. Ovulation
That's
time.
pregnant.
Wait a minute.
Right.
Mid-cycle?
Yeah, ovulation.
Yes,
Ovulation.
that's ovulation. That's
Okay,
when
so
the egg is around.
not in bleeding cycle, but
No,
Not
ovulation.
menstruation.
Okay, yeah, got you.
So a cycle is 28
right,
days.
right,
It ends with
gotcha.
bleeding.
Yeah,
So
right.
day 14,
Right before.
12 to 16.
Yeah,
Right.
you pull out game week
Right.
in, you're in trouble, bro.
Yeah, because that's when ovulation.
Yeah,
takes
right.
place.
That's the egg.
Physically, that's exactly
That's how God
right.
made it,
This
right?
is-
That's
this
why.
is peak estrogen every month.
Yeah,
Right.
which means you
Yes.
back it up at that time. You gonna the 300 gonna make it in.
300.
Right, the 300, right? That's like
Very
300 the
relaxed.
movie, right?
No, they
Yeah,
got
right. Yeah.
You need to come
right, right. Somebody hold the door open.
Right,
Yeah.
Now, most squirting,
Okay.
Okay.
It's the look for me.
80% urine.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
80%.
Thank you, doctor.
80%. And
Thank you, doctor.
a lot of women do have stimulation of, so the clitoris can be very close to where they urinate from. And so the urethra can be very stimulated from intimacy, and it can promote urination during orgasm.
Okay, I have two questions before they, because they don't learn a lot. They don't been on this earth a long time. They didn't know none of this stuff. But anyway, two.
And you did, right?
I didn't know. I did not tell them this, Michelle. Thank you. Is it a myth? Because this is when in order for women to have, can it increase a woman's orgasm if their bladder is a little bit full? Because you said something about the bladder and all that. Can that increase the orgasm?
So it increases your stimulation.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. I said that they didn't believe me. And secondly, I said on a show that a lot of women, and you may, because you can, one of them, she's my doctor in full transparency, and one of the questions
She's my
on the
daughter's doctor too.
I know, y'all, she's the best doctor, but you just ain't gonna get into her, okay? You got to do it now. It's gonna be next year,
I tell you, man.
unless you have a
That's
problem.
blessing. Her cup is
Okay.
over.
Yeah,
All right, yeah.
She is booked. You said booked and busy. That is booked and busy. Okay. But Vicky watching, she probably laughing. But when I was telling them, a lot of women don't have an orgasm. They act like that was like a lot of, even they can be almost into their 40s and never experience an orgasm.
They can have children and
Yeah,
not
and
have-
never. I refuse. I'm not gonna have no kid if I'm sorry.
You ain't gonna have a kid with the dude because you ain't have an orgasm.
No, if the when I had my child, there has better been that attached to it. Well, how fair is that? I got to carry a child for 9 months and I didn't do that. That is crazy.
Why is that my fault?
Okay,
People
so,
do it, but-
so relationships
true?
are more than orgasm
Yep.
experiences.
Yes.
I
Are
think
they?
that
Okay. I thought it was, okay, go ahead though. Yeah.
So sexual stimulation, there's a spectrum, right? So some of that is dependent on your journey and how you initially developed intimate relationships and how positive your relationships have been. Most people understand that intimacy starts cerebrally for women. Starts visually for men.
No, that ain't what she did.
That is what she said in a roundabout way.
No.
She said, hey, Q, you want to...
No, it's not. That's not what it means. That's not what it means.
Okay,
The mind
that
first,
is true.
right. See,
So
come on now,
it's going to be a good day when you start very early stimulating, promoting intimacy that has nothing to do with touch.
Yeah.
But that's not what I was referring
Put some
to.
gas in her car.
I was actually
Put some
referring
gas
to
in her car.
PTSD syndrome,
Oh,
where
okay,
women have been through trauma,
Erica Mena.
right? Bad relationships,
Yep.
physical abuse. So now intimacy is connected with all of those journeys.
Yeah.
So if you lick their aces...
Oh my God.
Hold on.
I'm not going to show no more.
I'm talking about your first childhood experience. Wait. The aces. Come on, see, come back to me. Lick their aces, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
My mind heard something else.
Right.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
No, but I'm saying too, mentally, men don't understand. This goes to, if we even get to Erica Mena in our situation, mentally, people have the problem with being satisfied, especially in a relationship where there was like cheating or something happened. And if a woman is emotionally turned off, I don't care if you got...
It's PTSD, like she said, from previous. So bringing your baggage over.
No, it could be you, and she's still fooling with you, and she just not attracted to you. I'm saying it ain't gotta be. It could be.
Hold on.
You heard what I said, Dr. Howard.
But there's something real serious that goes on in our community when it comes down to those type of issues. And I'll just say it like this, and Doc, correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of people do not understand the difference between intimacy and sexuality.
Q be breaking that shit. Q got the differences.
You see what I mean?
What's the difference?
Because I'll let a woman say that.
So intimacy is all of the connection experiences, right? And some of them would be wordplay. Some is just simple touch. Some is you need to know your partner's love language.
Come on, man.
My
What's
love
your love
language is acts of service.
Oh man, mine is. All right, look, everybody jumping in. Look. I told you to put some gas in the car.
Wash your car, y'all. Just wash and beat them tires up real quick.
Look. Everybody finna
love language.
Everybody finna do something for you now. They all talking about. Okay, look. They're gonna pull up at the mobile car wash and they're gonna outside your office washing your car and stuff. Yeah.
So when we talk about intimacy, it's knowing your partner, nurturing what is needed and good in them, and then the act of physical intimacy when we're actually touching, leading to intercourse. That's like an end result of positive energy, right? It's an end result. So if we've had a lot of negative energy, what is happening to the woman and the man in those situations? Because he's changed too.
Right.
So don't think it's just her.
Right.
So if there's been infidelity, if there's been
mistrust,
it could be I don't
lack
look
of
at
empathy.
you as my man anymore because you're not producing financial. It can be a whole lot of things.
Bills can do it too.
Women, regardless of equal rights, equal pay, we do want to look up to our mates. We do want to have dominant males in our life. Dominant doesn't mean you dominate me.
Yeah, it does.
No, it don't.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
God.
Yeah, it does. You act of service, love language too. Yeah, it does.
Dominant.
No, I'm just kidding.
I can trust you.
You're right.
All the responsibility,
The security and
the security, the emotion. I can give it all to you, and know that it will not be abused and used and thrown on the table.
She teaching y'all a lot.
Hey, look, I gotta ask. I gotta ask this question. This is not. I'm sorry, y'all.
We all
So, how with everything that you know from being a vagina doctor, right? With everything you know in that, how has that affected your intimacy life?
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Yeah, I mean, because you think about it, you know, that's a legitimate question because you think about it. You know, I know if I was looking at vaginas all day, right, as a male, and you know, I'm now looking at my mate like shit. You know what? So how so. Yeah. Okay.
So
and step up to the mic. They want to hear you.
One thing I did know that I never wanted to do was look at penises all day. Right. So that probably would have impacted me far more. Dysfunction and problems.
Yeah.
Okay. So because so my grandmother was a midwife, so I kind of grew up with people having careers that nurtured women through vulnerable moments.
Okay.
And then my mother, I'm the 15th of 17 children.
Oh shit!
Oh, Lord.
Somebody had
somebody
Hey, look, somebody had that moo on.
Hold on.
Somebody had that moo on.
That snapback.
Hey, look, somebody had that
snapback.
Look, they pull out game wasn't worth shit. Right, man.
How many kids was?
Right, she had that moo on, you know, and
but there were things that happened in my family life. Like there was this whole, like I have 4 sisters and they were all seniors, 2 seniors in college, both got pregnant.
Wow.
Then my
similar story here.
Yeah, the sister that's closest to me, senior in high school, she was saluted, could have been valedictorian. So, back in the day, your ethical life mattered.
Yes.
And so a pregnancy. And so obviously getting pregnant wasn't a problem in my family. And by the way, I have no children.
I was going to ask that.
Because you know better.
It's not that I know better. It's just that probably some of that impacted me not to repeat the story and to do a different story.
Right.
So having children for women, this is a major economic choice because I mean, if you're going to be a real mother, you got to take some time. You've got to put some things on the back burner. You've got to prioritize this new life that's come your way. Even if the relationship didn't survive. I'm not sure why I'm pushing you away like that.
Right, it's energy. It's energy. Hey, look, y'all don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Because we're way over the time on the segment. But look, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. I want to ask the doctor, what is the worst horror story she's seen in her practice? Hit that subscribe button. We'll be right back. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
It wasn't me and you together, supposed to be forever. Plus we were lit together, pop out matching Gucci sweater. It wasn't they can tell her, no when they see us, they jealous. I took you through some but you still got me through whatever. I can't answer why you won't leave. You think he better than me? No, I kept it too screen. Can't find no better than me. Mama told me say what I love. My bro say let her just be. I can't keep going back and forth. I should just let her go free. Cause if you stay then go on and on and on, trying to tell me I'm wrong cause I did not make it home.
Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Mic check, this your boy, Pimp Type, MJG.
Yeah, man, and this your dog, Big Ball.
Y'all know what this is. This the Antonio Parkinson Project. You hear me?
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. You're watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market. Give it up for that. Yeah. Since we got Dr. Anderson on the show. We're gonna hit another meal ticket. So I expect us to go to 6 million after this show. Right.
They're taking all kinds of notes.
They are lit. Yeah, give it up for my lovely co-host, Angelica Jelly Woods. She got some vagina stories too. Give it up for her.
I do. I have lots of vagina stories.
Wow. Yeah, right. And give it up for our guest DJ Howard Q in the building. Backspin it one time. Oh, there it is. Yeah. And give it up for Dr. Anderson. The lovely Dr. Anderson is in the building. We truly appreciate you being here. Look, I got to say, man, we had the shit that we had on our paper and we ain't stuck to nothing. But we knew it was going to be this kind of show, though. We knew it was going to be like this. Dr. Anderson, give us one of them horror stories of what you've seen. We ain't breaking nobody's hip, but we ain't calling no names. So give us, well, how bad can it get?
Okay.
Oh, she had to clear her throat for that one.
The
Yeah.
health of Black women. And obviously, we cannot ignore the fact that maternal mortality is in Memphis comparable to many third world countries.
Absolutely.
Wow. I didn't know that.
I cannot
that's
ignore that. That is a major issue. It's a priority for our practice. Our practice in its, I'm 27 years in, Dr. Carter's 35 years in. Yeah. we've had and experienced 3 deaths, and they're all these young women that come in with major illness that's almost to the end point of life when it presents. And so we need to really recognize and make sure we're communicating and educating our young women to have babies when they're ready.
Yep.
A common thread in many of these stories is the fact that they were in dysfunctional relationships.
Okay.
They had insurance issues with access, and so they may delay coming in. May not feel that people are listening to them because they're young, and there's been negative vibes about, from the family, or just getting pregnant with this person nobody liked.
Okay.
I mean, it's a lot that goes into the psyche, and the stress of all of that. We don't understand how it impacts your blood pressure, the growth of your baby, the likelihood of you eating healthy and doing the right things that benefit your baby. So those are probably my horror stories.
But what kind of illness did they come in with that you're talking about? So
hypertensive disorders. One young lady was already stroking. Straight A student.
Goodness
when I
gracious.
received the phone call, the person that was on call said that you have a young lady. She's 35 weeks. She just acts like she doesn't communicate well, and she doesn't know how to articulate. I said, this is a straight A student. This is one of my bright stars.
Wow.
That I am looking forward to
wrong.
delivering. Something is wrong. And 10 minutes later, she was bleeding on the brain, and it was starting to agitate her. She just came in resisting everybody. And so those moments for doctors are very, very deep moments.
Wow.
So I have to just acknowledge that that's very real. I have to acknowledge that this is October. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And, the reality is that women really fear breast cancer. We fear it. 1 in 9, your breasts and your vagina, your pregnancy moments, those are very intimate life experiences that define your existence on this earth.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
In your womanhood.
Right.
Yeah.
And so even though we fear it, 1 in 9 women will get breast cancer. And if caught early, breast cancer, you can survive it.
Well, hold that thought right there, because we want to go to this video with Nanda Lewis, former MTV VJ, and her situation. Nichelle, if you can play that video.
So this has been a real lesson for me to self-advocate.
Sarah had a double mastectomy. Ananda took a different approach. By the time she found a lump in her breast, her cancer had progressed to stage 3, and doctors recommended a double mastectomy. But she went against their recommendation.
My plan at first was to get out excessive toxins in my body. I felt like my body is intelligent. I know that to be true. Our bodies are brilliantly made. I decided to keep my tumor and try to work it out of my body a different way. Looking back on that, I go, you know what? Maybe I should have.
Ananda completely overhauled her diet, improved her sleep, pursued aggressive homeopathic therapies along with traditional medicine and radiation. She improved for a long time. She says removing the toxins, physical and emotional, from her body has been beneficial. But last year, she found out her cancer had metastasized into stage 4, which means the cancer spread to other areas.
My lymph system really flared up. And so all through my abdomen, all those lymphs were very flared up, my collarbone. And it was the first time I ever had a conversation with death.
So Dr. Anderson, she wanted to pursue homeopathic, solutions, and basically ignored the doctors.
Right, because if you talk to women in the hood about breast cancer, well, the chemo gonna kill you if the breast cancer doesn't kill you. So they're very fearful of the treatment. They're extremely fearful of the surgery. It's disfiguring, and it impacts their womanhood, and their sexuality is changed forever if they don't have plastic surgery to give them the appearance of normalcy again. So we have amazing oncology providers here in Memphis, amazing surgeons, amazing plastic surgeons that do things at cost or for free so that these patients really can reclaim their lives.
So Nanda Lewis is in stage 4.
Okay.
Is there any reversing of when you're at that level?
So stage 1 is usually if you have just a lump and that lump can be cut out. If the lymph nodes are negative, you may need radiation to the area and that you're done. Stage 2 is there's some lateral spread or the size of the tumor is larger, plus or minus a very near lymph node being positive. Those patients do require some form of chemo, and they still can sometimes have lumpectomy, but they may opt for mastectomy. Stage 3 is now we have local spread that's eating up the tissues around it. And then stage 4 is when it's metastatic to organs distal, so the brain, the bone.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Yes. So stage 4 is when we talk about survival, stage 1, 90 to 95% survival. That's at 5 years. And many of those patients are 20 years out with no recurrences because it was detected early, it was treated appropriately. So I do have a lot of angst about someone opting out at stage 4.
But I
Because that
think-
isn't a very...
Three. Yeah. Stage 4.
But I think the thing, the common story, a lot of things we think we can treat naturally. You know, natural
Black
isn't.
folk.
Yeah, you know, we had a common
Absolutely.
theme with a parent looking at charges, and they were trying to treat somebody at home, or
with
even with
smoothies.
even with fibroids that's common in Black women.
Yeah, talk about that.
Yep, and somebody said bring up menopause. So I was
But
like, okay,
talk about fibroids
But yeah,
because that's common.
yeah, I struggle with fibroids. You can talk about my coochie, doesn't matter, Dr. Anderson. I don't care.
Let's talk about Angelica's
This
coochie.
segment is called Angelica's vagina.
Right.
Okay. But no, I deal with fibroids, and I told Dr. Anderson, I'm really transparent. I said, there's a lot of myths around doctors, even if you are Black or anything like that. They think that Parkinson even said, like, don't birth control cause fibroids.
Yeah,
And I asked Dr. Anderson,
relaxers too.
but
right?
is that true?
Is that not true?
Now, relaxers may have some association with cancer, not necessarily fibroids.
Okay.
I think it's more our obesity. So we make
Really?
hormones in our fat cells, and so we are a heavier population. That's without question. And so even though women are out there fearing breast cancer, we're dying of heart disease. We're dying of complications from obesity, and how it impacts your kidneys, your risk of diabetes, and progressive illness as we age. So this generation in 20 years, these 18-year-olds, when we were in school, we saw maybe 1 or 2 overweight kids in our
Yes,
classes.
so many.
Because we were outside.
And now it's the norm.
They think thick thighs save lives. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's part of
let that
our.
go.
know what a big
you
back
know, 'cause
was,
we've been
but
saying
I'm
thick.
learning.
We're like, you know,
You know what? I'll be honest with you. Everybody who knows me knows I've never been a fan of thick. Never have been.
right,
Not a little thick, not a little thick.
right.
I mean, slim thick.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
slim
I
thick.
don't do.
That's what
I don't
Glorilla
do-
says she is.
Glorilla,
Glorilla says she's slim thick.
Okay,
slim.
I mean,
Right,
she's
right.
slim. So, I mean,
Right.
no,
She's slim
no.
thick. She says,
But also too, a lot of people don't understand that the diet is completely different, and the stuff they put in our processed foods is completely different too.
Yes.
If you start reading these chemicals and start really researching a lot of it,
Yeah.
I thought it was a conspiracy theory that the chemicals
No.
in the food were addictive and all this kind of stuff, and it's turning out to be very true.
yeah,
It's made
yeah.
up
Some of the
foods.
stuff is
Yeah.
outlawed in other countries. That they will not even
Because they
allow
already
it.
know.
Right.
That's the whole nother thing. You have people that come from other countries and they're in perfect health, and then they start eating American diet, then they start having all kind of problems.
Okay, can I say this, please? Somebody said Parkinson must date somebody who need that thing wet. But anyways,
Who needed what? What do they need it? done?
yeah, you heard what I said.
No, I didn't. Whipped or wet?
Right, you must got the issue with somebody.
Let me tell you something I don't play. Let me tell you-
Hold on,
Let's clear the air.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
I don't even think that's on the phone, but let's clear the air. Let me tell you something. Okay, look. Let me look into my camera. Right. One thing that one thing that I stayed on the front end. On the front end.
Okay.
Homie, don't play that. And so, take care of it, right? It's yours. And if I know something is wrong with it, then I know damn well you know something is wrong with it.
Yeah.
It's the nod for me with Dr. Let me see.
I'm reporting what the audience said.
Let me see.
I don't
Yeah, but anyway, yeah.
I showed you. I gotta come. Let me take a little screenshot.
You ain't gotta do all that,
Oh,
but
here you go.
look. So hey, the record has been set straight. I want to see who said it.
No,
Look.
that's
Wow.
Don't
But look, she
You
took us
don't
all.
use the
She took us all.
You
off.
don't use the
Yeah, I got it right here. Yeah, Vicky, tell Vicky she got me messed up. Look, tell Vicky she got me messed up.
Vicky got you messed up.
See her
Tell
name
Vicky
on
she got-
there.
Hey, Vicky, you got me messed up. I'm looking right this
I'ma
time.
get
Vicky
you,
got me messed up.
I'ma get you.
Right.
He stole my
Right,
phone.
but
It
that's
wasn't
too
me.
funny. But you know, and I think it's important that communication is important, right? That you know, and from women to men too, because men be walking around here, you know, I guess.
But can I say something?
Look,
A
how
lot
you
of
looking.
men too. A lot of men throw off women's pH balance too, because there's people. Thank you. Let's go to accountability.
Wait a minute. Wait. We missed something. And what now?
I heard you say.
So men who are uncircumcised, you definitely can harbor more bacteria underneath the foreskin. And so you can be the one generating the initial infection in the woman.
Why
Then
do
you keep passing it back and forth,
Right,
even
yeah.
though she's
Damn.
going in, getting treated. He has no complaints.
got a bacteria swap happening? Got a little super spreader happening, which a
Man,
little
they have something now
uncircumcised-
called Mando. Oh,
what the?
But not even that. If they're messing with multiple, if they messing or cheating with multiple people, you don't know it. You sharing. That could throw off your pH too.
But let's go back to uncircumcised. Why do women date uncircumcised men?
Because they don't know until they get involved with them.
Actually, men who are uncircumcised, this has been studied, they have higher sexual stimulation with intimacy.
Hold on, wait.
Because the foreskin provides that.
Oh, I never knew that. Look. Look, Parkinson.
I can see that.
Parkinson want to take it down notch, but it went up and up.
The reason that you're altering a child that did not have a choice, you're altering their sexuality.
But why are we doing it?
It's for cleanliness, reduction in HIV disease.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because you're not trapping.
And
And
it's a real trap, right? Right.
So yeah, in certain cultures.
So you trading off something. So you know you can get this good with this uncircumcised cat, but your chances of catching something elevate. Right? That's
You should be protecting yourself anyways.
That's the trade off, right?
Men are much more efficient at passing STD.
They're the
Whoa. What?
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Yeah, y'all the pastors.
So because you ejaculate and you urinate from the same tract.
Right.
Thank you.
And women are we
Right.
have two separate tracts.
Right.
And so the way an orgasm occurs in a woman versus a man, you're going to leave a much larger deposit in her than she leaves on you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And so
They don't learn a lot. You can get him a
Except
bill.
in cases of squirting.
Yeah.
Right.
You need to leave them a bill, Dr. Anderson.
You know
They
what?
don't learn
Look,
too
look,
much.
Yeah.
They don't.
All that is a woman's, what is that? Her organ pressing against her bladder and then make it.
Okay.
That's it.
makes you squirt.
That's all it is, right?
Is that what it is?
I tell guys that.
And
That's all it is.
it heightens the
So
the
pretty much-
sensation.
When
pretty
she's
much-
getting ready to have an
If
orgasm.
it heightens her sensation or not, it turns the men on. So
Yeah, so pretty much
Yeah.
just pee.
But-
If he actually just pee, he ain't doing nothing.
Right.
So think about all these guys that say, "Hey, man, I made her squirt in my face."
So you made her pee on
Okay,
it.
I'm
right.
logging
All
off.
right.
I'm
So you
logging
got
off.
R. Kelly, the female version, right?
I'm logging off.
But let me ask you this though: why do some women squirt and some don't?
Oh my God, are we
Most
back?
women
Are we
work
back here?
Very hard not to squirt.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's
So
why
they're
I was
holding.
about to
Okay.
say. That-
Okay.
That's why they want you to
And
stop.
but that's the same thing with orgasms. The way some people's vaginas are made, some are hooved and covered, some are like open. It's easily stimulated. There's a lot of things that
Some
can
of them
make
tip forward, backwards, all that.
that. The uterus got something to do with
So you have the clitoris, you have the
that's what it
urethra,
is.
Right.
and you have the vaginal opening. Some women, the clitoral hood, which is where they get most of their stimulation to release their lubrication, it can be very separated from the vaginal opening. So oral sex may stimulate them, but penetrative sex, it's still stimulating, but it's just not going to help them achieve orgasm.
So
Women who have their clitoris and urethra very much near the opening of the vagina, they get a lot of stimulation.
Brother, let me ask this question because this is a question that I know all men want to know.
Oh, this is not about y'all today. Though.
Is it if a woman does not get an
I really
orgasm?
thought I was here for breast cancer.
I know,
we
me too.
covered that. We covered that. If a woman does not get an orgasm, is it the man's fault or the woman's fault?
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
should the woman know her body enough to
multifactorial.
educate the people?
Oh Lord.
So we talked about the PTSD that a lot of women have, and so they really shut down emotionally and can't even get to the point of getting close to orgasm. Some women, it's anatomy. So the anatomy might be not promoting enough stimulation to the clitoral region. Some women prefer oral sex for stimulation. Her partner may not like oral sex. And
some women
they
have just
have a
had too much sex and now they're insensitive.
Oh, is that a case? Is that an issue, doctor?
So I don't think too much sex for a man
them.
or a woman leads to being not sensitive. I do
really?
think that deliveries can traumatize the vagina. And so you can have some nerve damage.
Okay.
And so you may have a little less stimulation.
I mean, but I know some women that have done it so much, it's like, okay, next.
Well, that's anything in life, right? If you eat too much, if you do too much, you go out
Smoke too much,
you get burned
drink
out.
too much, you get more and more and more.
You can get burned out from sex.
It's going to take something different for the newness of that whole thing. Like most women will tell you very specifically, when I go on vacation, I'm so sexual, but when I'm home, your work life, your life, your women have a lot on their plates.
Right. So when she go to Jamaica, she busting it wide open. In other words, right. But let me ask you this, because we're way out of time on this segment. But I got to ask you this: is celibacy healthy for a woman?
Yes. Yes.
That wasn't the answer I was looking for, but okay.
Antonio, hold on, wait. Hey, semantics matter.
Come on.
Yes.
It's not celibacy, it's abstinence. There's a difference.
There's a difference.
There's a huge difference.
Okay.
It's abstinence.
Yes.
Remember that. It's abstinence.
So in celibacy, a woman has made a very intentional decision that she is not going to be sexually active. So she is not intimate. She may not be nurturing relationships that won't lead anywhere. She is living a life that gets its fulfillment from a variety of other things, whether it's religion, pushing the envelope. She might be on a journey of weight loss, exercise, whatever her motivation is, career path. But she has chosen, this is not a time in my life that I want a relationship, period. Most of those women are not dating.
Right.
They're living very simple lives that cater to
No
their
contact,
needs.
no conflict.
Right. So they're not stimulating a man. They're not being stimulated by a man. They are very deliberate that this time is for me. And I think that sometimes can be very healthy because women grow up being defined by who we're in relationship with, how many guys liked our picture, you know, I didn't get any attention or at the prom, whatever. It's always about how you look and what attention the opposite sex gave you.
Right. Okay.
And so sometimes you need to back out of the relationship component and know yourself. So you know your worth, your value, your peaks, your troughs. Challenge yourself to do something different. Read some books. And grow that inner self so that now when you look at your relationship, you're bringing something more to the table and you know what to look for.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Can I add something to that too? Like even when I was dating my husband, we stopped having sex anyways because sometimes you can get so. First of all, you shouldn't be doing it anyways. That's how I feel. But anyways, you can be
That's
so.
debatable.
Yeah,
But you had to test it out.
yeah, I had to do it. But yeah. And just being honest. But sometimes you can get so stuck on that. And you lose focus of other things that's going on because there may be things that happen in your life where that don't work.
Yeah.
You know, but can I still stand you? Is that all you provide? And is that? And it really gives you a clear conscience and thinking. And there's people bring other things to the bedroom. We ain't gonna talk about soul ties and other issues.
Absolutely.
You just need to just really, and you talked about intimacy. It calls you to be intimate in different levels. How can we still stay in tune without being connected? Because technically, you know, there's healing in the womb of a body, of a woman. Actually,
I like it.
We the
Not the
healers.
sniff.
The healer.
Not
In marriage sex, though. In marriage sex. Now, we ain't passing healing
like all
around.
of that.
We ain't passing healing around. But yeah, if you take that away, I think people, even if your relationship, take it away and you'll see real clearly.
Well, you know how you meet people and there's a chemistry, right? And unfortunately, in our culture, we always connect the chemistry to, I'm supposed to get to know this person for intimacy.
Absolutely.
And it might be about a job opportunity.
Right.
It might be about,
But them
solving.
pheromones be confusing you though, because I'm like get around and them.
Well,
pheromones-
you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
They just turn off the antenna on the pecker.
that's
No, it's not. Well, it's not about pecker though, because I'm empathic. So
Journey is talking to women about.
Yeah.
I don't want to be turned on by him just because he's dressed appropriately.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's got
Smart.
he's got the swag.
Yeah, he got this beard. Yeah. He's looking at me like this. Got that head tilted a
Hadn't
little
always,
bit. and
that
shit.
hadn't always.
Yep. I seen him at the Freedom Awards.
That's why we don't understand sometimes when we see couples and you'll be like, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. Why is she with him? He got her.
I had like them.
He connected.
But that made women be curious, though. They be want to find out.
Oh yeah.
They be thirsty. They want to find out.
Yeah.
Yep.
They want to know why they're together.
They want to find out. Yeah. That's when. Yep. Yeah. He don't want all the way up. They be like,
oh, that's so funny.
Man, you want to see how lazy some women are? Look who they'll marry or date.
Oh damn! You tried.
You
That's
said-
another show. We
you
ain't
said
doing
the women what?
Oh
I
Lord, I
missed
tried
it.
to stop it,
What'd you
Michelle,
say?
but I couldn't. Look.
I'm just being honest.
Can you say it again? I missed it.
I said, if you want to see just how lazy some women are, look who they will marry or date.
You want to know how a man really feel about himself? Look who he have kids by. So what you say?
Damn.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
All right. I think that's the Antonio Parkinson show.
Hey, look, y'all give it up for our doctor. Yeah, give it up for Dr. Anderson. Give it up for Dr. Anderson.
All right.
Angelica clap back hard. Dr. Anderson, so first of all, we're extremely proud of you. Number one, you are fucking brilliant. Number two,
Black woman magic.
I'm telling you, man, and such a talent, right? Tell everybody how. The floodgates about to open. So how do they get in touch? What do they do? How do they get an appointment? Right.
To book in 2026.
Right,
If
right.
you want an annual exam, I can answer this question. You want an annual exam, you need a whole year.
Wow.
Now, if you have an itch or something, you
y'all gonna let her answer. Y'all gonna let her.
We at the Women's Physicians Group like to say we have the best patients and the best patient relationships in medicine.
Apparently, right.
Yeah. So we're located at 681 South Perkins, right at Poplar and Perkins.
Okay.
I just told a tale.
Okay.
We're at 681 White Station.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
Right at Poplar and White Station.
There you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
We're in that. We're next to. If you come to see us and there's a wait, we have a cupcake shop right next to it. We have an Italian restaurant. You can get your lashes done. We have a nail shop.
Okay.
So it's really become a
that's
women's
smart. Yeah.
center.
A hub.
It didn't start out that way. We were the first to buy in.
Okay.
Somebody was
Because
smart.
we bought in, it brought other business.
That's smart.
So don't say you don't have influence and power.
Come on now, sister. Come on now, sister.
So, but we're happy. We take care of patients from age 16 to my oldest patient is 97. She still
Come on now,
comes to
still
see
getting
me.
that thing checked.
I don't even charge her.
Still getting that thing checked, right?
We just have a bond, and I really enjoy the relationships over time. That benefits me. We were talking earlier about fibroids. I had 3 very interesting cases today. One lady trying to get pregnant. One lady grew up with the myths of fibroids and never wanted surgery, and they're growing. And she's walking around looking 6 months pregnant. I heard you tell somebody congratulations on a baby.
Oh,
You might have 5 people were telling her that, and that's what.
Oh my God.
So she saw like 5 different doctors, and she came into my office, and we just bonded. And I was like, why are you a size 5 and you're walking around like you are 6 months pregnant? That is unacceptable.
It's unhealthy too.
It's unhealthy, and you can't wait for menopause for that.
Yeah.
And so, just talking to women where they are, that's our joy, that's our gift, and it's our passion. So,
Yeah, what a blessing. Do you feel like you're operating in your purpose?
Yes.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah, because your passion comes across.
Yeah, she's the best doctor. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, look, y'all, we this is what happens on these shows, right? You know, Dr. Anderson, thank you for being here. We truly appreciate you. We love you. We're proud of you. Y'all give it up for Dr. Anderson. And you're welcome back anytime.
Shout out to the Northside Krugers. We're getting on that cruise in the morning.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's gonna be
Don't have
ratchet.
too much
That's
fun.
gonna be
Don't have too much
ratchet.
fun on the
It's gonna
cruise.
be ratchet. Right. You make sure you give them
I don't
some.
know what that is,
Look.
but I'm going to go along with it.
Yeah. You know what it is. Look, give them some coochie advice while you're on the cruise, so they know. Yeah. Hey, look, you've been watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market. Make sure you tune in next week. It's going down. We got great shows coming. So hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next week.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Powered by Black Market Strategies.